Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome to my channel. I am so sorry for the delayed video. Life definitely be lifing, and I'll be procrastinating. I can take full accountability for that. But other than that, I'm so sorry for the delay. But I promise I'll make it up to you with a good message. And this message is straight from the divine. I've literally been sitting on this message for like a week, and I don't know if people out there like me, but if spirit trying to get something through you to everybody else, it's just gonna be like every day. It was just on me to deliver it. So today is mandatory. It has to be delivered. So with that being said, I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm just gonna jump right in. So I don't know if it's people like me in the world. And when I say like me, because like I'm okay, so I reflect a lot. Like I go in and I have my reflection moments. Sometimes I cut off people for a certain amount of time just because I just need that time to myself in order for me to like rebalance, recenter myself so I could be like equal and fully present anywhere, wherever I'm at with whoever I'm with. You know what I'm saying? I have to do that for myself. But this message today is just to like, I'm reflecting back on my path, but I'm reflecting back to the point where I can go back and I can take things and apply them to the path that I'm currently on. No, I don't regret anything that I have been through, anything that I have done, all the paths that I walked, all the choices that I've made, because those choices were needed in order for me to be exactly where I am right now. That's why you have to be grateful for where you are and grateful for where you come from, and never regret what you did. While in a reflection moment, I can say that God has put me on some real dark and unknown paths, but I knew He didn't mislead me when He did that. He chose me when He did that. He chose me to be the person, to be on that path, to walk down that journey, because He knew that I could fulfill the job that needs to be done. And I did. I'm doing it. A lot of people go through things and they just think you go through it just because. But no, sweetie. When you go through anything, you go through to learn, to apply, to ascend. No strength comes without going through great suffering. And there is no gain without pain. Every path that I endured was a path that God placed me on, because He knew I needed to go through certain things to learn certain lessons, to obtain certain utensils and resources in order to apply them to what He has called me to be. And I'm going to be that vessel. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be that vessel because I walk with the Most High every day. I'm fully protected. I'm fully in alignment. But I would never have been here had I not went through none of the things that I went through in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally led me to exactly where I need to be. And even when I was entering those paths and I was on them, like, I felt like I didn't have a lot to work with. It was like, I ain't gonna lie, shit was hard, bro. Like, a lot of shit was hard. And I'm always being a strong person. A lot of people don't know, but I broke down a lot. Like, I literally, mentally, physically, emotionally, I was checked out a lot of times, but God gave me just enough strength, just enough courage, wisdom to push forward. And even if I wanted to get stagnant or I wanted to turn around, I wanted to give up, like, God wasn't about to let that happen. Once you have a calling in your life, like, you really would never get into the point of settling. Like, because you would never be in a predicament where you just settle. You're always on a constant rise. You're always evolving, you're always ascending, so everything is always changing around you. You could never get too comfortable. As I look back, realization was real. As the more I realized, the more in tune and tapped in that I got. Now, not saying that I was against God back then, but I wasn't so pro God. Like, I didn't know that He was working in my life. I didn't know that I was chosen. I just thought I was living and I was gonna figure my shit out like mostly everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But as I went through certain situations and certain journeys and I worked certain paths, and it's like the more I realized, it was just like God was literally putting it on me like, this is me. I'm doing this. I just need you to go through this. I'm pushing you to do this. Like, it wasn't nobody else, because I couldn't blame nobody else. And I didn't even, shit so crazy. bitch ain't even had nobody else. Like, I didn't have nobody else to turn to. I didn't have nobody else to talk to. Because when I used to talk to other people, it was like, you know, I was just looking at people totally different too. Like, not in a negative way, but it was just like, I'm looking through a totally another perspective. And it's not that I was just blindly ignoring what everybody else had to say, you know, when I would go seek advice. But I feel like God never put me in a position to receive the advice or even take heed to the advice, because that's not the advice that I needed. I'm seeking everything on the outside when everything I needed was always within. Always within. It's always going to be within. And that's a word to the wise. That's to you too. Don't seek nothing outside of yourself. Everything that you need is within. I promise you. I promise you. You just have to go within. And going on certain paths, like that's what it pushed me to, like with certain misunderstandings and being misunderstood, that only pushed me to learn more about myself, to go within. And even with going within, I can say that it wasn't forced, that was strictly and divinely directed. Like, it literally was like, I used to seek so much on the outside, just reading books, searching the internet, like what's going on. Like, I literally touch every resource on the outside instead of just surrendering and going within. But it finally hit me, you know, because as I was, again, like I just said, as I'm going through those paths, I realized a lot. So I came to a realization that maybe I just need to surrender. Maybe I just need to chill. And I'm going to just go within myself. So how I just started to go within, I just stopped seeking on the outside and I just started talking to myself, you know, and God answered. Since I've answered to God, like everything has came into full alignment with me. And even when I think things are not aligning the whole time, they are aligning. Like, and I want people to know that sometimes alignment doesn't look like alignment. Like, it doesn't look like everything just falling into place. Like, oh my God, everything. No. Because sometimes you have to break down of all the shit that's in your way in order for all the alignment to fully get in align. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes aligning is actually breaking up, detachments. You know, it just looks different. But what I can say is, when you reflect, make sure that you include God, and when I say include Him, however you reflect, whether it's journal, writing, you know, however you reflect, include God, so therefore He can give you the best insight and the best information on why He chose you for certain things and why you were picked. And know that no matter what you do in this life, no matter how bad of a picture people try to paint you, or how people might try to call you crazy or insinuate things about you, persevere anyway. You like I said earlier, you have no choice, because you're a God's child. God has you, His chosen one. He has a close hold on. You're the ordained. You cannot be fucked with. Like, that's just all too. Like, even if people think they can fuck with you, bro, you cannot be fucked with, because you have, like, your calling is so intense and you're so needed that anything that gets in your way will be, I won't say they'll be destroyed, but they will be handled. I can't say that. They will be handled. So this will conclude my video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my message. If you have any questions, you can ask me, but I do have a little activity for you guys. I want everybody to go buy a journal. And I say this because journals are very, 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 very beneficial, okay? I have like 2 journals. This is like my 2nd journal of the year, and I'm finished with it. I had to go buy me another one like tomorrow. But journal and get personal with God. Ask God the most personal question, especially about your past, because you need to know about your past, because everything of your past is needed for your future. So whatever you didn't get, you need to ask God what you need to go back and take from those situations. Why were you placed in those situations? What were you trying to show me in those situations, in order for you to get a better understanding of where you at and where you going? And then